I'm holding my axe, so today's video must be brought to you by Vikings War of Clans. Vikings has gone through another massive update, finally adding new shamans and kingdoms. Really, this is the best time to join the action. What I recommend is you try the legendary in-game battle event of over 1 million players. It's huge. Vikings stands out with its HD 3D graphics and smooth gameplay. And the best part is, you get to choose your own play style. Build an indestructible fortress, or gather your friends, build a fierce army together, and conquer the world! Yeah, motherfucker! You have to re-experience the excitement of the 90s and 2000s top games that we all miss. The thing that I love is that you can get sucked into the game for hours, or you can play it in little 5-minute bursts. It really doesn't matter. So try Vikings now! Install the game with my links in the description section down below! Get 200 gold and a protection shield for free! Can't beat that! Get it! Greetings, everybody. I'm excited. They're rebooting one of my favorite childhood shows, Thundercats. Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Yeah, Thundercats. Fuck yeah, bitch. Woo! Yeah. I'm gonna take it down a notch. Take it down a notch. Woo! Getting winded now. Getting old, man. They actually did a reboot of the Thundercats in 2011. It was pretty respectful, too. It was a bit more anime-inspired, but shit looked slick. I didn't watch it because, I'm not fucking 10 anymore, but for the kids who grew up with that adaptation, it looks like they were given a pretty respectable update. In fact, the YouTube channel VC Decide made this side-by-side comparison that really showcases how both the 1985 show and the 2011 show respectively treated the subject matter. Now, personally, I prefer the 80s aesthetic, but both look pretty good in terms of animation and character design. I mean, if it looked this good in 1985, and it looked this good in 2011, imagine how fucking sick it's gonna look when the new series comes out in 2019. It's gonna be fucking brilliant!
Hey there, everyone! My name's Lion-O, and I'm the star of a new show called Thundercats Roar! Wait, you don't know what a Thundercat is? Well, let's start small. I'm a Thundercat.
No. No, you're not. You're a horrible, sentient, talking balloon animal, and I want the pincushion man to come and pop ya.
I'm the old pincushion man, terror of Balloony Land.
I grew up watching Thundercats. My older brothers were super into it. I watched a bunch of it when I was a kid and sort of stuck with me for a long time.
Hey everybody, my name is Man Bun McDipshit, and I used to watch Thundercats as a kid, and it was my dream from a very young age to rape the entire essence of Thundercats and turn it into an absolute pile of shit. And I just want to thank Warner Brothers Animation and Cartoon Network for giving me the opportunity to do just that.
When I eventually started learning how to animate, I looked at Thundercats, like especially the opening sequence, all the freaking time for reference.
Okay, so first of all, when you say, when I eventually learned to animate, were you referencing some far point in the future there and you just accidentally used the past tense? Is that what happened? Because that's the only way that sentence even approaches making sense. And I'm sorry, but if you looked at this as a reference and then went on to create this, then you must be some kind of fucking reverse alchemist that turns gold into lead. More like turning gold into dog shit. I don't fucking know what you're on, dude.
The original Thundercats intro is animation history gold. It's a challenge by the original show. If you're gonna do a new Thundercats, you better make the intro good.
That goes without saying. What should also go without saying is that if you're gonna make a new Thundercats, you don't turn them into deformed, chibi, balloon animal, midget morons that no one in their right mind could possibly fucking like.
This show is all about praise and love of the original. So, as a fan, I'll say that this is the Thundercats show that I want.
Well, good, because you'll be the only one watching. Anyway, you're making a big deal about this intro you've made, so let's see it. Maybe, when I see the intro, I'm gonna understand your vision a little better.
Yeah. Okay, listen. Here's my constructive criticism. In the plus column, good use of color, good energy. In the minus column, it looks like an unwatchable puddle of rainbow puke just broiling on the hot fucking city sidewalk. I'm sorry, but what the fuck are you thinking? Well, whatever. Maybe I'm out of touch, you know? Maybe a lot of people really like this new direction. Oh, turns out they fucking don't. Nope, no one likes it. Oops, it fucking sucks. Look at that like to dislike ratio on this preview. Seems like no one's feeling this piece of shit. I mean, well, I guess a few people are. Okay, sure. But the vast majority do not feel this. And why don't they feel it? I think I know why. I perused the comments, and let's just say the word soy boy appeared multiple times. Now, that's not my favorite insult in the world, but whatever. When you turn this into this, you've invited that upon yourself. I mean, what a damn shame. The visual style just isn't right for the source material. The style of humor where Lion-O is now a blithering fucking dumbass is just disrespectful to the people who were fans of the original show. And I don't want to go too off the rails here, but I'm about to. Isn't this really just a matter of, oh, Lion-O is the patriarchal leader of the Thundercats, and we're all super enlightened progressives, so now he's gonna be a doltish fucking buffoon that no one in their right mind would follow, because that's the lens through which we see the world, right? I mean, listen, it's just a fucking kids show. I don't think this is brainwashing. I don't think it's an attempt to brainwash. I just think that it's pretty obvious that this is the natural outgrowth of the ideology of the people involved in this project. Just like I'm sure that Chitara and her new unibrow and her new super butch haircut, I'm sure she's gonna be super tough and ultra competent. She's gonna be written more like a role model and less like an actual character. I'm not saying that's wrong necessarily, just that it's predictable, and it's what I predict based on what I think I understand about the psychology behind this new show. And maybe this is gonna really fucking resonate with the kids, you know? And of course, that's the target audience, but I honestly feel bad for kids that grow up in a world where this is what the Thundercats is. It went from something in the 80s that was, you know, certainly over the top, as many of those cartoons from that era were, but it was treated very seriously. You know, and now it's something that's, it's the same sort of comedic absurdism that's ruined Teen Titans, you know, a show that had surprisingly complex emotions and themes. It turned it into Teen Titans Go, which is sometimes clever, but ultimately not substantial. Just a bunch of strobe lights and frenetic colors and goofball jokes. It's the same phenomena that turned April O'Neil from a spunky adult news reporter into a teenage POC with a flaming green baseball bat who looks fuck all like any previous incarnation of her character. Now, I don't want to turn into Grandpa TJ who shakes his fist at change. Ah, no, that's not how it was when I was a kid. Ah. But it's hard not to when the direction these properties are being taken is just so piss poor. And let me be clear about what it is I don't like, okay? I could forgive the diversity quotas and the SJW messaging and even the injections of new kinds of humor into these properties. But what I really have trouble with is how the dramatic weight of these properties is being undercut by this light and superficial tone of total irreverence that is being struck here. Now, Thundercats and Ninja Turtles and Teen Titans were never weighty shows with brooding atmosphere and super complex characters. I'm not saying they were. But when you consider the target audience, they kinda were. I mean, the Thundercats are refugees from a dead planet fighting to survive in a new world that they don't understand. That's not a fucking punchline. That's serious shit. And it's treated that way. The Ninja Turtles are mutant freaks who are forced to live in a fucking sewer because the world won't accept them. The very society that they defend rejects them. And once again, that's treated seriously. Now, it's not like they sulk around all the time. Oh, fucking society, I'm gonna slip my turtly wrist. Ah, not cool, dude, cowabunga. Whatever, you know, they're not emo turtles. But that's part of the fucking show. And it had some fucking weight to it. Much like my man titties. Because, you know, the characters, while simple, were not treated like outright jokes. Teen Titans dealt with some pretty fucking serious issues like racism and a whole lot of surprisingly dark interpersonal conflicts. And it still maintained its sense of humor and its quirkiness. But then that quirkiness devoured the show alive and shit out something called Teen Titans Go, a show that doesn't delve into anything other than its own ass. Because when you don't treat your characters seriously, they can't have anything that's a worthwhile experience. If you don't have serious characters, you can't treat their experiences seriously. When everyone is just a walking fucking punchline, the only thing they can ever be is a fucking joke. And that's fine for a comedy premise. There's a lot of shows for both kids and adults that make that work. But don't take a show that's not that and turn it into that, because it's a slap in the face of everyone who cared about those characters in a real way. And it deprives the new generation that's experiencing these concepts for the first time through these remakes, it prevents them from feeling the dramatic weight of why these characters and their stories worked. I'm not saying you can't update concepts for a new time and place, but you can't do so at the cost of betraying the emotional core of the story. Now, I want to make it clear, I don't think Thundercats' roar is some kind of great sacrilege. The original Thundercats is no fucking masterpiece. I don't want to come across like I'm saying that it is. What I am saying is that whatever it was, and whatever made it resonate, that's not at all represented by this. That's totally lost. And you know, I made fun of Mr. Man Bun here for missing the mark, but maybe he's got his own unique vision that will ultimately work. But as far as I'm concerned, and as far as a lot of people are concerned, this looks real fucking bad. Like, hideously bad. Like, what the fuck are you thinking bad? Ugh.